Hi, my name is Karen Hattrup. I live in Towson, Maryland, and I am the author of two young adult novels, Franny and True, and Are You in Love and Parties? I'm honored to be here today on behalf of Charm to offer the first installment of Oh, the Places Your Mind Can Go, which is a series of prompts that will hopefully help to keep your creative juices flowing during this very difficult time when we're all stuck at home. So today I'm going to offer a writing prompt for you. The prompt is related to place. I thought place would be a good thing to think about because I think place is already on a lot of our minds since there aren't a lot of places that we can go. But also place is a huge point of inspiration for me as a writer. When I am in the earliest stages of, dreaming up a novel, I never have any idea what the plot is going to be. I always start with character. So, for instance, when I was writing Franny and True, or first trying to write Franny and True, I knew who the two main characters were, but I couldn't quite figure out yet what they should be doing. But at the time I lived in Hamden, and I would wander around Hamden, and when I would pass one of my favorite places, I would start to imagine Franny and True there. And once I put them in a specific place, I would find that they started talking to each other, and they started hatching plans, and all of a sudden, things were finally happening. And I think that's indicative of the fact that place is just inherently full of possibility and secrets and meaning. And I think when we make an attempt to write really descriptively about a place that we know well, then all of a sudden we can unearth ideas and thoughts and feelings that we didn't even maybe realize that we had. So I'm hoping maybe something like that will happen for you today with this prompt that I'm going to provide. So here is what I'm suggesting. I would like for you to write a description of a place in Baltimore that you are not able to go right now because of the stay-at-home order. So it should be somewhere that is important or significant for you, but it could be anywhere. It could be your grandmother's house, it could be the drama club room at school, it could be the Sephora at the mall, anywhere that's special to you. But I want you to write a description of about 500 words, and you can do it one of three ways. You can write about a memory you have of being there. You can you can imagine what it's like right now during the pandemic, during the stay-at-home order, or you can imagine what it will be like the first time you're able to finally go back there. So pick one of those three options and make sure, to describe it really richly. You want to, of course, use all the five senses, and you want to create, a really nuanced picture in the reader's mind of what this place is like. But also you want to use your description to evoke mood and tone and atmosphere and, convey emotion and all of that. You can have people in your description. You can have a scene if you want with people talking in it, or there might be nobody there, especially if you choose the second option. And if that's the case, you want to really think about how the place itself can tell a kind of story. So I'm going to quickly read to you my response to this prompt. So I chose the first option. So I wrote about a memory I have of going somewhere in Baltimore. All right. I was 8 months pregnant, tired and achy, but I took my daughter for a quick trip to the zoo. It was only a 10-minute drive. 10 minutes and an entire world was waiting, a secret ark tucked away in the folds of the city. The September air was beautiful that day, and we took our time, had no agenda. Nora toddled along, little legs pumping, and I followed wherever she went. Moving through the zoo felt like roaming the globe at an impossible speed, crossing longitudes and latitudes. The powerful bulk of the polar bear gave way to the giraffes with their absurd geometry, gave way to an alert pack of penguins marooned on their brackish, fishy little island. Nora watched the animals through glass and wire and high-tech fences, and I watched her, trying to imagine her private thoughts. My back hurt and my feet were sore, but I was happy, enjoying that it was just the two of us. It was a freedom I knew would be gone when the baby came, so we kept going, kept looking. There were snakes uncoiling gentle as a whisper, rhinos hulking in the dust. A raven, oily and black, swayed on its perch and ruffled its feathers. We walked much farther than I'd planned, all the way to the orangutans, who played on swings and lingered right next to the glass. Their musky fertilizer smell was overwhelming, and when we stared at them, they stared back, with small golden eyes, deep and intelligent. In that moment, I felt that the world was strange and wild, feral and frightening, sadder than I wanted to admit. We started making our way back, and I took a detour to pass the flamingos. We stopped to consider the pink silly pack of them, one-legged in their makeshift marsh. I wanted them to seem magic, but I couldn't quite make the feeling come. I was so tired, my stomach heavy, and I was growing nervous because the baby hadn't moved in a while. I started to think we should leave. And then it came, a telltale kick. swift and sure. There were so many things I didn't know then. I didn't know the baby was a boy. I didn't know that he'd turn out to be relentlessly cheerful, a natural clown. I had no idea that one bright March, the world would fall apart, and he would be the one to keep us laughing. That day at the zoo, he was still an unknown, something I was afraid to count on yet. I'd taken Nora to see the animals because I was trying to feel some simple joy before the pain of the baby's arrival. What a luxury that was, to know that big change was coming, to have time to prepare. We could have gone home after the flamingos, but instead we ate Dippin' Dots, pebbled and creamy and sweet. We rode the carousel, watching the world spin as Disney songs blared in our ears. And then finally, we made our way to the parking lot hand in hand, tired and quiet, lost in our thoughts about the ark and all its captive, complicated beauty. Okay. Now it's your turn. I'm so excited to see what you come up with. Right before I recorded this, I was looking at an old copy of Charm, and I was just so impressed by the incredible talent there. So I know what you come up with will be amazing. I wish you all the best of luck during this really, really difficult time. Stay home, stay safe, keep writing. Thanks.